Don't play with her, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understanding.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm Juka K and you are now watching Juka K TV. Alright, so in this video, what I'm going to be talking about is my fur baby, Zealand. Come here, Zealand. Come here. Tell him hi, Zealand. Tell him hi. I don't know if I've ever properly introduced Zealand to y'all for real. Zealand is now 1 year old and he is really and truly my first official dog. And what I mean by first official, I don't mean my only dog that I've ever had in my entire life, because if y'all remember therapy, then you know that I've had a dog before. But therapy was a rescue animal that we found, and he was already fully grown, so everything was already taught to him. He was already trained. He just was already just grown up, so he knew a lot of stuff. Zealand, I got Zealand as a very small puppy. I got Zealand when he was 2 weeks old. So that's what I mean by he is my first official dog. I pretty much had to train Zealand myself. I did what I thought was right for Zealand because I've never had to raise a dog before, from the ground up. So I'm learning with Zealand that there's some things that I may have done wrong, and it's kind of starting to bother me a little bit, because it's now I'm taking him more places and I'm realizing he's not I wouldn't even say the average dog, but I realized with Zealand I did not socialize him how I was supposed to, because I also didn't know that that was a thing. Zealand has always been around me and my family. My mom, my dad, my sister, my nephews, and my niece. That's all he knows. Around the time when I got Zealand, I was still closed in, not really going anywhere for real. So that's just really all that he knew as a puppy. I didn't go many places. I didn't think to take him many places, which sometimes I did take him to Walmart and stuff like that, but he was really small, and yeah, but I realize now that Zealand is older that I didn't do socialization with him too well, because he just doesn't like other people. And I think it makes his anxiety shoot through the roof, because he tends to bark at people that he doesn't see. My prime example. There's some people walking by and I know it's okay. When he hears people, he gets kind of rowdy a little bit, and if I try to introduce him into to new people, it doesn't really go well. He snaps at them and tries to kind of bite them, which I don't know if he'll actually bite or not. So it just kind of makes me not really want to continue to introduce him to people, if it makes sense. But I still kind of try, only if that person is willing and, not really afraid of dogs, But it kind of bothers me that I really can't take him to family functions because of, I know how he is. But just recently, on Memorial Day, Zealand did play really well with my little cousins, and that was one of the things I was kind of scared of, for real. I didn't really want the kids to play with him, because I know how he is around kids, definitely. But he did really amazing. Y'all check out this clip. Spit it out, Zealand. That's somebody else's house, y'all. Spit it out, Zealand.
But that button is shocking, so we doing it. And I'm probably saying,
Spit.
He did really well. Like he was playing with them. I did have to like keep a close eye on him. And as you all may know, Zealand does wear a shock collar. I asked the Lord forgiveness for how I've raised him. Not saying that I've raised him like wrong, but I feel like some guilt because there was things that I was not as knowledgeable about that I should have been about when it comes down to dogs. So sometimes I feel like for mom guilt, like I feel like I should have done better, but I also have to like give grace to myself and know that I just didn't know. But I do know that if I were to get another dog, I would know to like properly socialize my dog so that way my dog will be used to people because Zealand is not. He's not used to people. Anyone that gets near him, he's going to bark. But like I said, that doesn't mean that I give up on trying to socialize him because I still work with him. But I just hate how like sometimes people aren't as understanding of animals as, you know, as they could be. And I mean, I get it because some animals are really big and if they're coming at you full speed, it's kind of like, you know, like I don't know what to do, you know. And sometimes Zealand has he has charged at people, but not like in an aggressive way because he's very playful. Like his tail constantly wags, but people just don't get him. But one thing about it, Zealand likes to have control of the situation. He rather walk up on people in precaution and like sniff them, but it throws him off when that person may move or if they say anything, and then he'll kind of like you know, like just start barking out, like going crazy. And you know, and I just wish that I could fix that because I want people to see the Zealand that I know. I want people to witness my puppy that I know and know that he's sweet and he means well. But like I say, Zealand likes to have control over every situation when it comes down to him, like, you know, getting to be around people, you know. He doesn't really like the fact, like, when I come and I introduce people to him because it's like, what are you doing? What are you about to do with this human? So I really like for him to walk up on the person himself. That way he can have full control. He can sniff. He can, you know, just get the feel of everything and stuff like that. And like whenever I have people over here, I ask them, I'm like, are you afraid of dogs? You know, I try to like allow them to work their way into a bond with Zealand. I just tell them to take it easy and I give them treats and stuff like that because I really just think that Zealand is like super shy. And I just feel like as anyone that knows any dog, I love dogs to death. But that does not mean that I walk up to every dog that I see and I reach my hand out immediately. I will stand still and let a dog get a sniff of me, do whatever he has to do until I feel like it's comfortable. Like I will literally freeze until I feel like a dog just, you know, like really knows me and that dog is, you know, kind of comfortable with me. I never walk up to any dog and just put my hand out. Some dogs don't really like that, and some dogs will bite your hand. You know, my uncle, he has a Chihuahua. The Chihuahua's name is Tinkerbell, and Tinkerbell doesn't like when people do stuff like that because Tinkerbell bites. And I haven't really noticed. I have never known Zealand to bite anyone. He's never bitten me. He's never bit someone else. So it's kind of like I'm afraid because I really don't know what he will do. I feel like he won't, but like they say, anything with teeth, you just can never be too careful. So I just really guard him a lot, and I try to like keep him away from people, not really as much as I can, but to discretion if it makes sense. You know, I have days where I try to work on it with him, you know, and I know he's gotten better because my friends that come over, he's used to them. He's used to Javen. He's used to Kiana. You know, those are my friends that don't, you know, stay in the home with me. But whenever they come over, they know them. Like, he knows them, so he doesn't do the most. I did. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. But, yeah, I try to, like, you know, work it on him as easy as I can, because I know that it can be overwhelming for him, but I do feel like really guilty, because I'm just like, did I mess my dog up? And yesterday I was crying about it, because I just got to thinking about like how some of my family from out of town like kind of view him like they kind of don't like him for real. And it bothers me like when some people don't like my dog, because they don't understand that this is my baby, like this is my child, you know. But I try to be understanding of everybody and their feelings and stuff like that. But however, I do feel like now that I'm in my own spot, like this is his home. If you don't like it, then you don't have to come over here, you know. And if you're over to my parents' house, then we won't come over there, you know, like that type of thing. But while he's home, I'm not going to make him feel uncomfortable for him being him. You know what I'm saying? But I just kind of don't like how they kind of view Zealand. Because it's like Zealand put a bad taste in their mouth about him. Like one time my mom said that he snapped on my cousin from Atlanta. And I'm just like, you know, I'm not going to say it's unusual behavior, but I'm just like, why would he do that? But I'm thinking she may have walked up on him, you know, so I don't know. Or he may have gotten confused thinking that she was, I'm really not sure, but it made them not really like him for real. And I remember her husband was like, he was like, he would choke the out of my dog, he would hurt that MFer. And that hurt me, because I'm just like, that's my child, you know. But I try to be very understanding of everybody. Like, it gets kind of creepy, it gets kind of weird sometimes, but I just, you know, sometimes I feel like I wish that people could see the Zealand that I see and know him the way that I know him. But I know that it's my fault, because I didn't really socialize him as well as I should have, because I just didn't know, y'all. Like, I didn't know. And then, like, sometimes I don't really like taking him to the vet, because sometimes the people that work at the vet, they're just like really careful with him. And I get it, y'all, because I know it's probably seeming like I want people to love him even though he acts aggressive and this, that, and the third. But the thing is, Zealand doesn't really, I can't really say he acts aggressive. He's shy. It's like, are there any people in the world that understands the anatomy of a dog anymore? Like, he's a very shy pup, and he probably does have some trauma, because even though I got him at 2 weeks old, I don't know what really happened to him before I got him in that short-lived amount of time, because it wasn't the best situation that I got him out of. That my sister and my dad said, like, he was being sold on the side of the road outside in a Walmart's parking lot, and he was in a small box with like maybe 20 other puppies, they said. And it was like some of them were being hung from out a window, because some of the people, they were in separate cars, and they was just driving around the parking lot saying, you know, dogs for sale. And so it was like, you know, kind of dangling them outside the window. So I don't know, but I don't know. And then I also did get Zealand. No, Zealand. No. No. I also got him around a time where life was like kind of rough, and I wouldn't say I was not as patient with him, but it's like Zealand's seen me go through a lot of stuff too coming up, you know, as a pup. But I just try not to like let it get me down, because no matter what I've gone through in my life, I've never mistreated him, ever. I've never mistreated him, like, ever. I've never mistreated him. I've always known like he was super wild, so I've always kept like a shock collar on him. But I put this on my daughter: I don't just shock Zealand for no reason. As a matter of fact, I cannot tell you when's the last time I've used the shock mode on his shock collar. I do remember like there were some times like when he was like really, really wild back then. I can count on one hand how many times I've shocked him. But I remember early on with that collar thinking to myself, you know, I don't like it. But it was recommended because of his behavior that he had. And he was, I'm not gonna lie, he was wild. Like, he needed that collar. He needed that beeping sensation, and he needed that vibration to calm him down, because literally nothing calmed him down. But he's a lot better now. But I do wish that people can see the Zealand that I see, like when we're at home and we're just chilling. He's actually really sweet, but I'm not gonna give up on trying to socialize him, because he's only one, and I feel like it can change. But I just kind of gotta I just gotta start a little bit more. But I think we're off to a good start with his socialization. Y'all just pray for me with him, because I do want to be able to take him more places, and to be able to take him to like family functions with me without having to, like, you know, hide him away from the rest of the family, you know. So yeah. And I do hate the fact that some of them don't like him. It kind of bothers me, because I'm like, he's sweet. Sometimes they try to label him as my dad got him this collar and it's too big. They try to label him as aggressive. I know the people at PetSmart have labeled him as aggressive, because when I first tried to go get him groomed, he would not let the lady get near him, because again, he was not used to people, and so he growled and he barked, you know, and things like that. She reached her hand out towards him and he snapped at her, he, you know, like that or whatever. But like I said, I'm not gonna say I don't think he will bite anyone, because anything with teeth can and will bite. But he's not that type of dog. He's just not that type of dog. You just have to get to know him. And like his groomer now that he goes to at the vet, and I just appreciate her so much. She's very patient with him, and she says she sees his growth. And I'm just so glad that I'm not the only person that sees it. My dad sees it, my mom sees it too, but I'm just like, as far as like outsiders, you know, because everybody tries to treat my baby like he's some kind of monster, and he's not. He's just, you know, you just kind of understand him. But even the groomer said that he's getting better. He lets her bathe him now. He doesn't cut up, you know, but he doesn't like the cage at the vet though, and I don't blame him. But I'm just glad that she's very patient with Zealand, because he's not a bad pup. He's not. But I just wish that I had socialized him more. So with that being said, and this video coming to an end, I would like to say to anybody that's a first time pet owner, make sure you socialize your baby, please. Make sure you socialize them, because that makes all the difference. Like, seriously, it does. I just really wanted to get that off my chest, because I've been bothered by that. I've been doing a lot of crying, because I'm just like, did I fail him? You know, did I fail him? And then I tried to introduce him to one of my friends. Like, me and her, we always talk on the phone. She's always been a friend of mine, like, for years, but she's never really been around Zealand. And so I'm thankful that she's not really afraid of dogs, because she has one of her own too. But when Zealand walked up on her, as soon as she started talking, he snapped, and she was like, "Ooh!" He did try to bite me. Well, she wasn't upset about it. But it made me kind of feel bad, because I'm just like, I don't like when he does that to people. I don't like it at all, because it is a scary thing. And you know, Zealand, I can't see. It is a scary thing. It's a very scary thing. So yeah, hopefully he will get better though. I pray that he will, because I pray over his life. It's gonna get better. But just socialize your pups, y'all.